What happens when people get depressed? You are tired because of the heaviness in your head. One day I'll die. Holy shit. Give me the pills to feel better. Good concept. Your soul feels betrayed. Let that shit go. The past and the future are happening in your mind. Now is action. You are allowing the energy to move through you, your real, authentic power. And I am fucking unstoppable. If you did plant medicine, it doesn't mean that you awakened. If you read 1,000 books about self-development, it doesn't mean that you awakened. If you attended 100 transformational workshops, years of therapy, and endless certifications, it doesn't mean that you awakened. Because awakening happens through action, through walking the walk, not talking the talk. It's not theoretical. You cannot awaken intellectually. You can only become aware of the concepts that will help you take actions in your life. But having the knowledge in your head itself does not awaken you. Receiving knowledge intellectually brings your awareness to certain concepts and understanding of how things work in life, of who you are. But the real work happens when you go back to your life and you take whatever you've learned and you actively start implementing it. And as you start implementing it, your internal processes start to shift. And as a result, the external world around you starts to shift too. We live during times when there's so much information available. It's a boom of infobusiness. There are so many courses and books and trainings. And it's a great thing that we do have access to the abundance of knowledge that was not that easily accessible by our ancestors. It's a great thing that we have a variety to choose from, but it leads to potential issue where people are getting stuck in a constant loop of gaining the knowledge they do not do anything with. Here's what the cycle looks like. You take a course, you learn something, it clicks in your mind, you become passionate about whatever you've learned, but then life happens. You get distracted, you get pulled back into your 3D reality, the matrix, your daily life. Kids, husband, grocery shopping, cleaning the house, doing your job that you hate. And all of a sudden, that spark that you had in your heart, in your soul, when you were taking the course and something clicked and you were like, holy shit, wow, I'm gonna make a change in my life. And that spark is gone because you didn't do anything about it. You didn't use the precious resource that your body has generated for you to go and take action on that concept that you learned. You didn't do it. So that energy didn't find a way to be expressed in the world. So it got stuck and the fire slowly faded away. And the theoretical thing that you learned didn't get a chance to be turned into practice. So it remains in your head, creating a cluster of information that you are not using. And it happens over and over and over again. Why do you think people keep coming back to plant medicine ceremonies? Because when you do plant medicine, it creates this spark inside of you, a very, very bright spark that is impossible to ignore. It creates an impulse for change. and you feel enthusiastic and you have all these plans on how you're going to change your life and everything will be different. And you do truly believe that in that moment. But if you come back after the ceremony and you don't do anything about it, and you allow yourself to get sucked back into your life, you're going to lose the spark. And in that moment, your soul feels betrayed because your soul was so excited to be finally heard, to be finally listened to. So when you don't, it's painful. Your soul feels betrayed. The energy that was created for the action doesn't get released. The knowledge that you received stays in your head. And guess what happens? Your head becomes heavy. Your head becomes this stuffed library of old books that no one comes to pick up. And sooner or later, it gets really dusty in that library. And the librarian gets depressed. The real reason people get depressed is because they don't act on their intuition and their soul calling. Because they let the logical mind stop them. They let the logical mind to take over, to grab that control and say, hey, no, we're not doing this. Change is uncomfortable. This is unknown. We don't want that. We're gonna remain in what's comfortable, in what's known, even though we might not be happy here. But at least we are familiar. But it doesn't stop there. What happens when people get depressed? People look for coping mechanisms. People look for something that will make them feel better in their current situation. Some people start drinking to numb the pain, to numb this feeling of missing an opportunity that resonated so much, to not feel the pain of not following their heart, not following their dreams. Some people use substances, and some people, especially in the United States, go to a doctor and say, hey, I'm depressed. Give me the pills to feel better. Taking antidepressants is like putting a band-aid on the hole in the pavement. It's not fixing anything. It's covering it up slightly. It is the same thing that alcohol is doing. It is the same thing that drugs are doing, but it's medically approved. It is socially approved. But in the end of the day, it is the same fucking shit. You're gonna ask me, no, Sasha, but you don't understand. I feel horrible. I don't know how to get out of this state. No, you just don't understand. Listen, there are two options. You either take responsibility for your life and accept that you are a powerful creator in charge of what's going on, or you feel like a victim, someone who's not actively creating his or her reality, someone who doesn't take the main role in this movie, someone who says that life is just happening and I'm here just going with the flow. I was born, I live my life, one day I'll die. Second person will go and take the pills. But if you are understanding that you are responsible for everything that is happening to you, and you claim this full power over your life, you will choose to look deeper at the root cause of your depression. Fixing symptoms does not work for the long run. Fixing the root cause does. What is it that put you into that state to begin with? Where in your life did you betray yourself? Where in your life you're still making yourself small or not speaking your truth or settling? What is causing you to stop following your dreams? And this is the path of the warrior who's not afraid to look at the eyes of the fear and become bigger and stronger and to let that shit go. I offer you an experiment. Throughout the next week, Become an observer of your internal spark. When you get an idea to do something, when you get this feeling within, enthusiasm, act on it as soon as possible. Do not try to overanalyze. Do not try to plan for it for next week or in a month or in 1 year. No, you're going to lose the spark. Get in tune with yourself. And when you get an idea, make it happen. The faster, the better. Minimize the time between getting an idea and taking action on it and see what happens. Please come back and comment because I know that you will see a difference. Here's the flow. You get an idea, you use the energy that was generated for its implementation. You act on it and you feel so satisfied that you did, and it will bring amazing results. I guarantee. Because you are allowing the energy to move through you into the world without getting stuck. And then do it again with the next idea. And again, and again, and again. And get in that flow. And once you get in that flow, you will truly understand what it means to live in the present moment. Be present. Live here and now. You might have heard that many times. In every yoga class, every meditation studio, coach, everyone will tell you that. But I think there is a lack of general understanding of what it really means. And there is also misuse of that concept by some people to justify their toxic behaviors. Okay, here's how I'm going to explain it. Living in the past is living in your head because you are analyzing and thinking about something that has already happened. And when you are bringing your attention to the events of the past, even when you are sharing the stories from the past, when you are telling that story to someone, or even to yourself in the back of your mind, you are reliving it. You are reliving it, those emotions, those feelings, and your body thinks that this is happening right now. And if it's not a positive story, you're actually hurting your present because you are bringing those unwanted bad feelings from the past into your present. And as a result, you are creating more of that in the present moment. It doesn't matter if you realize it or not, this is what's happening. So living in the past usually creates depression because you think it over and over and over again, and your body gets exhausted from reliving the same situation. Living in the future, on the other hand, creates anxiety because you are thinking about events that may or may not happen. By trying to create and review all the possible scenarios of the future, you are creating an anxious state for your body and mind to be in. And if we take it even deeper, the reason why you might be doing so is because you want to control the outcome. You want to know all the possible scenarios to feel safe and secure. Your mind wants to make sure that every single possible scenario of the future is safe. And if not, to mentally prepare. Same way as reliving stories of the past in your mind creates negative feelings that you bring into your current reality, into your present moment. Same way, you are bringing potentially harmful scenarios from the future that you see into your reality. So that's why when you're so worried about something going wrong, it usually does. Not because you were right to begin with, it's actually the other way around. It's because your focus, your attention, and the direction of your energy brought that scenario into your life. So both the past and the future are happening in your mind. And the present, the now, is different because that's the only thing that is actionable. Now happens when you do something, when you take action. And this is the best definition that I came up with. Past is mind, future is mind, now is action. And as I was saying in the beginning of this episode, that the real awakening only happens through action, through implementing things that you've learned, through actively incorporating those things into your experience, from using what you've learned. Check in with yourself. Have you been actively creating change in your life through the concepts that you've learned from all the books and trainings and workshops? Or are you still sitting in your head and slowly compiling this library and feeling heavier and heavier and losing energy? I hear it from so many people that, oh, Sasha, I just don't have energy. I'm just so tired all the time. You are tired because of the heaviness in your head. Because mental heaviness hits 10 times more than being physically tired. Your body is capable of so much more than you think. But your body is not able to breathe and move freely because of the heaviness coming from your mind. This is the real definition of living in the present and being fully present in the now. With every great concept, there is always a way to misinterpret it and twist it slightly to start misusing it. In this case, justifying some toxic behaviors. Here's an example. When people say that, oh, I just live in the present and let's see what happens next. I cannot promise anything. Let's find out. This is actually not being living in the now, not living in the present. This is using this good concept to justify the lack of responsibility, to justify their inability to take action, their inability to show up, their inability to choose, their inability to stay consistent with anything. It could be a relationship, it could be project, it could be health routine, anything. And that's how situationships are born, and that's how projects are never finished and just abandoned on the way, and that's how health results are never achieved. And all of this comes back to a simple choice on whether to be a powerful creator, the main character of your life movie, or to be in the masses, just being carried away in the direction that someone else tells you. And I'm not saying that the second group is not happy. They might be happy with the level of awareness that they have in life. But you, my friend, not from that group if you're watching me. So it's time for you to claim the full responsibility for your life. Take that power. Make a decision right now, right here, to start walking the path of your real, authentic power. Close your eyes. Let's take a deep, deep breath together. Inhale on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now open your eyes. Look at yourself in the mirror. Pull up your phone, open the camera. Look yourself in the eyes and say, from now on, I show up as a powerful creator of my reality. I am ready for my power. I am ready to be who I was meant to be. And I am fucking unstoppable doing that. Take another deep breath with your eyes open. And let it go. Congratulations. You just made a very powerful choice that will affect everything that you do from now on.